Hey guys, it's Tempest. Today I'll be doing What If Deku Was Deadpool. This was a bet, so I'll be doing this. So, everything started off rather normal per se. Deku's around 4. He's about to go to the doctor, and he finds out he's quirkless. Then, Deku got lost from his mom, and a stranger asked him, "Do you want to be a superhero? Do you want powers?" Deku doesn't know this man, but he has a nice smile on his face and thinks he can trust him. Deku said, "Yes, I would do anything." The man said, "Anything?" The man told Deku that the man gives Deku his card. Says, "If you want to become a superhero, go to this address." The next day, Deku tells his mom he wants to go play outside, and he'll be out there playing with. He'll go and play with some of his friends. Uh, Uncle's a bit skeptical, but doesn't have any reason to doubt Deku. So Uncle lets Deku go. Deku looks at the card and finds the address. There's this big building. The man's waiting outside. Says, "Hi, kid. So are you ready to be a superhero?" Deku once walks into the building. The man telling him, "Get into this." Says, "Walk into this room." Deku walks in. The door closes behind him and starts hitting the door, saying, "Let me out. What is this?" The man said, "If you want to be a superhero, you have to do some pain." Then two people come in and strap him down to a chair. A wheelchair. They stroll him down, and Deku sees all these people being, well, what's the correct term for this? Abused? Tortured? The Deku's just asked the man, "What is all this?" And the man says, "If you want to be a superhero, you'll have to go through some extreme pain." Deku's struggling, trying to get out of the chair, but he can't. He's not strong enough. Deku then gets strapped to a different chair and gets some black liquid gets injected into him. And, well, it didn't. They were hoping it would take on the first try, but I guess they'll have to try like they do with all the others. So the man tells his subordinates to take him and do the normal routine for all the patients. First, they start by electrocuting Deku with not enough volts to kill him, but enough to hurt him a lot. That doesn't work. So they go to drowning him, then start cutting him all over places, extreme pain. Then a poison that'll make him vomit and make him feel like he wants to die. They did this in a whole week, but after a week they tried one last thing, burning him. And that finally works. The pain from the burn and the smell of his own flesh burning and waking something Deku and just starts healing faster than the fire can burn his skin off. And this is where Deku gets super strength, super speed, immortality, super fast regeneration, and from all the torture, he goes a little kooky, if you know what I mean. Oh, I'm freezing. Oh. And I'm tired. So yeah, Deku just gets out from the fire he was burning. He was being burned alive, and it just grabs anything he can get. He gets a needle and just starts killing everyone, saying, "This is all for making me this is all your fault. You're the one who did this to me, and I'm gonna make you pay." So he just goes around killing all the doctors that tortured him, and he's laughing while he's doing it. He's like, "Ha ha ha." That's not very kooky, but I can make that kind of laugh. So Deku just finds anyone he can kill that he doesn't like, and then just walks out the building, bloodied, with a bat, and with the way he looks in the picture right now. Deku goes back home after a week. Uncle's so worried, and then she asks, "What's the blood and the bat for? And where are you?" And all these questions, Deku just says, "Don't ask. I'll be in my room. But before that, I'll take a shower. I feel sticky." So later, Uncle calls the police and tells that she found her son. And Uncle's thinking about taking Deku to a therapist because he was bloody and he's different, a little too different, and she's worried about him. So the next week, Deku gets Uncle gets a therapist to come by the house, and the therapist evaluates Deku and sees how he's doing. And funny enough, Deku turns that psychiatrist into a psychopath. Deku just convinced him to be a psychopath and be like him, unrestrained, free from the world. And then later that day, the psychiatrist just jumped off the window, turned insane by Deku's insanity. Deku is a genius in sort of a way. He can manipulate people in such a good way they don't even notice it. He seems insane, which he is, but the right kind of insane, where he plans out things. Ooh. Well, that was awkward. Let's continue to the story. Then Anko asks, what did you do to the therapist, the psychiatrist? Deku just smiles and just walks to his room. And then, finally after that day, Deku goes back to school. Bakugo just got his quirk and is trying to beat up Deku. Deku's not gonna have any of this. Headbutt Bakugo and then just walks off, Bakugo with a bloody nose. After that day, Bakugo tried to beat up Deku more and more. But every time he did, well, Deku just didn't care what happened to him. He was sort of immortal. He's like, I don't care, just blow as many things you want. One day, Bakugo was so pissed, he blew off Deku's arm. Deku just walked away, picked up his arm, and just put it close to where his arm fell off, and then it just started to heal. He moved his arm and says, oh well. And then just slapped Bakugo's face because, well, he's insane like Deadpool, so he doesn't really care about his body being blown up. And Deku, as the years go on, he becomes less and less insane. Well, to normal people in his eyes, but Deku stays the same insanity, but he just becomes more controlled over it. Now it's time, and now it's the last day till they were about to graduate middle school, and then the teacher being stupid, just two people are going to go to UA, and then it's like Deku and Bakugo. Bakugo gets up screaming and saying, Deku! And then Deku's just thinking like, I don't care, get out of my face, dweeb. I want to go get some chimichangas or some pancakes. Sweet, sweet. Chimichanga pancakes. Deku just made a new thing. He's gonna go get some chimichanga pancakes. Deku does not have mercenary experience or very good with weapons, but Deadpool was an assassin, mercenary, merc with a mouth, but then he let himself slip. So I don't think Deku needs it unless I decide to give it to him. Well, I will. He's pretty good with a sword. Because another ability of his quirk is that he can use swords, any type of weapon really. There. So, and Deku just walks out of class. The teacher asks where is he going. Deku says, I'm gonna go get some food. Deku's walking down the street. The sludge villain attacks. He's like, I want to go get that body of yours, kid. And Deku's not like, get away from me, perv. I want to go get some chimichanga pancakes. Television is confused, saying chimichanga pancakes. And before he can finish saying before he could even think about what's chimichanga pancakes, Deku's not there anymore. He pulls out a gun that he always has and just starts shooting the sludge villain. Didn't do anything. Deku just puts down the gun and just starts running. He's like, I don't got time for this. I gotta go get my food. The surgeon is so confused, like, what was all that about? Then All Might comes up and just saw what was happening and didn't question it, just let that kid go. So, All Might captures the sludge villain. So Deku doesn't jump on his leg, so that none of that happens. Deku goes to a store where they sell chimichangas. He asks for chimichanga pancakes. The clerk asked what was chimichanga pancakes, and then Deku responded, "It's a chimichanga, but with pancakes." The clerk still didn't understand. Then Deku put up the gun, saying, "Give me some chimichanga pancakes." The clerk just said, "I don't have any chimichanga pancakes," all confident. Deku just sighs and just walks off. Not before shooting the guy in the head. Says, "Oh well, I guess I have to go to another store." Deku does that, but eventually realizes that there's no store that sells chimichanga pancakes, and is saddened. And he's sad. Goes back home, and then he's gonna go get ready for the. Now he's gonna go get ready to enter the UA exams. 10 months time, 10 months training arc. Well, Deku doesn't really do anything. He practices with a sword, but more just for fun, really. He cuts off his fingers and arms because he's bored. Nothing to do in 10 months. And eventually 10 months pass by. Deku's walking into the UA, and everyone just looks at him. He's all bloodied, and they ask, what happened to you? And then Deku responds, "I got run over by a bus." Everyone's like, "You okay?" Deku says, "I'm fine. I'll be alright." And then that's where I'm going to leave this. This was Tempest Sage.